الحمد لله الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد واهتدى ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر ومن يعصهما فإنه قد غوى ولا يضر الله شيئا إن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد بعد قال الفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون وفي سورة الأعلى قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. My dear brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh once again. It is a beautiful day. We are in the peak of summer. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all that He has given us. And during this time, this is the time for vacations. This is the time that people go around and look around. And I did the same. And come to that in a few minutes. But first, the verses that I recited were Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Obviously the verses you recognize very well were from Surah Al-Baqarah. The first few verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a bang and makes an opening statement that there is guidance for those who are looking for it in this book, where there is no doubt about it. And the first condition that He puts is, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in the unseen, those who believe in more than what can be seen to the obvious eye. And of course, the ones who establish prayer, the ones who give in charity, the ones who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ones who believe in the books that He has revealed, not only the Quran, but also all the books that have been revealed before. And these are the people who will be rightly guided. In the other verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this is from Surah Al-A'la, the last few verses I was reciting, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. The person who tries to clean himself continuously, he's the one who is going to gain success. Everything, anything that we know of, begins to rust, decay, carry dirt, gather dust. Anything. You leave your house, leave the lawn alone, within a week the grass will start growing, the weeds will start, days will become dirty, like it or not. Your house will catch dust. Everything and anything that you see needs maintenance. You need to clean it continuously. And cleanliness is important. Cleanliness is, as they say, next to godliness. In Islam, it is next. Half your iman is based on cleanliness. You want your house to be clean. You want your body to be clean. And today, everything is about cleanliness and the way things look from the outside world. You know, the way it looks has been given so much importance. You need to look good. It's a makeover. You need to do your makeup. It's exploded because especially now with television and YouTube and everything, it's all about looks. Nothing wrong with that. But looks are not everything. We marry for the sake of looks. You know, today especially, I hear so much. The girl didn't want to marry the boy because he was not good looking enough. Or the boy doesn't want to marry because she was not good looking enough. A fact. We are living, and I'm talking of practical issues. In fact, again, that reminds me of a hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and this hadith is both in Bukhari and Muslim, Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala has narrated that for 4 different reasons. For her beauty, or maybe for her wealth, or maybe for her lineage. Maybe she came from a big family. Last, maybe because of her piety, because of her God-fearingness. And he went on to add that the one who chooses piety, he advised, select the pious. And he made a dua, may you be blessed because of what you choose, piety. So my dear brothers, looks is not everything, but there is a lot about cleanliness. Islam marries both what is obvious and what is not so obvious. Sometimes I do medical exams, and the man's, what's obvious is he's clean, he looks good, he's in a suit. But then as you examine, you go down to the trousers. If you look carefully, the bottom of the trousers are stained. And sometimes, believe it or not, with a few drops of urine. And then I start thinking, why? Because of the practice. You go to the bathroom, and then obviously the commodes are designed where they let the trousers drop down, and you don't know what's down on the floor. Just put your pants on and walk away without realizing. The man looks clean. The bathroom looks clean, but doesn't mean from the inside you're clean. A man may be in a state of janaba, impurity. He may have clean pressed clothes, but he is not clean. So that cleanliness, Islam gives you a totally different definition. Because we, I'm saying in general, focus on this dunya, the way it looks. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ مَتَاعُ الدُّنْيَا قَلِيلٌ. All this world that you see is very small. وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. The akhirah is better for you. It will remain for you forever. And that brings me to the backdrop. Why am I saying all this? Because these are the thoughts that ran to me when I took my vacation. And I happened to be in Italy, and all the splendor of Rome came in front, and all the beautiful sculptures, and it's all destroyed. You have to see between the lines. You have to look through what is in the ruins. The beautiful sculptures that people were all awed about. Yes, they have great sculptures. They have sculpted human beings, and those sculptures are extraordinary. And they have brought in all kinds of detail on that sculpture, down to the persons. Again, I'm giving a different perspective, not the obvious. You have to look through it. People wear good and nice fitting clothes, nothing wrong with that. But there's a different angle. Wearing clothes for beauty and zina, nothing wrong with it. خُذُوا زِينَتَكُمْ عِنْدَ كُلِّ مَسْجِدٍ, from the Quran. Wear good clothes, look nice. But then, wearing for the sake of showing your body is different. So that every curve is delineated. Your body can be imagined. Wear it in a way that you're wearing it, but you're wearing to show, to reveal things. That becomes a problem. And this was Pompeii. I don't know how many of you have been there. A place that has been preserved in time. 2,000 years ago, this city existed. This city existed, and what's obvious, what they show, you can see, is the splendor. The Colosseum is there. The arenas are there where people would sit and relax and watch animals fight. They would watch slaves, gladiators fight. And it was a source of pleasure. They had beautiful gardens, and they have resurrected those gardens there. And the gardens had the finest of grapes for one purpose, to make the best of wine. Again, luxury. And then they have things that you don't want to talk about. The brothels, where there were women used for prostitution, for luxury. All this had become the focus of the city. Even better, which I don't want to talk about, but something that is a fact. And what I did not know, I come from India, where, believe it or not, the sexual organs are worshipped. And I was surprised to see something of a similar kind. The Romans were a pagan society. They had a god for everything until they converted to Christianity several hundred years later. And you could see that. And it was so happened. Again, Allah knows best. The mountain burst. The volcano came out. And the ashes came to a point that everything froze. People were there. Whatever the acts they were doing, they were frozen in time. The food that they ate, you can see the bread frozen in time. The lentils are there, burnt, but you can see them. The ashes kind of preserved everything. أَفَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَيَنْظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Haven't you seen how many nations we have destroyed? Why don't you walk and look? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, these people, they had eyes to see. What went wrong? They had hearts, they had minds to think. فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارُ وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَى الْقُلُوبُ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ. No, they had eyes to see. But it wasn't that their eyes couldn't see. It was their hearts that had caught rust. Their hearts couldn't see. That vision was lost, my dear brothers. That vision was lost. And there are so many that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destroyed. There was something more interesting that I saw, which is again not the obvious. For the average person who goes as a tourist, you're not going to see this. I saw something, a place within the city of Rome, a part called the Jewish ghetto. You read about it, again, from Wikipedia. I had to read and try to understand. This was just about 300-400 years ago. The Jews as a group were persecuted for their religion, for their deen. They were all relegated into one part of the city. They had walls built around. And that reminded me of Palestine, my dear brothers. We are living to see that living hell there. They were run a school, whether to have the practice of medicine, every access was restricted. And even more demeaning, my eyes popped out when I read. I have it in quotations from Wikipedia, which even I brought today, for those who would like to know. Every year, the representatives of the Jews, the priests, had to go and plead to let them live for another year to continue their residence where they were. It was a slum, a ghetto as they call it even to this day. And the man, after the whole ceremony was over, he would come and kick him in the back, the back of the priest. And that was a ceremonial way of telling that he could stay on for one more year. My dear brothers, I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We live in luxury. We live in comfort. And Allah has given us the rights to practice our deen here. We are not subjugated to those things that people in the past have gone through because of their deen, because of their religion. Allah has kept us up high. Allah has kept us with respect. My dear brothers, don't ignore it. Don't just let it pass. When you're living and Allah has given you that life, don't live and die. Do something in this world. Ask yourself, what can I do in the life that Allah has given me before I pass? I'm going to ask you to think about this before inshallah, because we didn't have much time today, so I had to cut short my khutbah. But I want you to think about this, and inshallah we'll talk about it in my second part of the khutbah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر الأجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله النبي الكريم أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسول النبي الكريم. The ayah that I recited, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, it is play. Life goes on. Wazina. We all like to wear good things. Nothing wrong. وَزِينَةٌ وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ. Everybody competes with each other. I have a nice car. When the other guy gets a better car, I want an even better car. I want an even better house. I want to compete with my friend or the Jones or the neighbor who lives. You want to be better. Fine. But in reality, remember, this dunya is not going to last. It won't last. And if we live just like the way people in the past have lived and focus on our luxury, focus on our cars, focus on our wealth, focus, again, my dear brothers, we are losing sight. This world is not going to last. We have very little time to live. Ask yourself, what can I do? What have I done? What have I done for my retirement? No, not the retirement after 65. My retirement when I go into my grave. What is it that I've done that will give me more, which will continue to benefit me? What have I done that tomorrow when I die, that people will remember me, saying, this person, he did so much that he is gone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. So that they have good words for you. And this was the dua that even the prophets made. Rabbi jalni muqima. This is the dua of Ibrahim. Oh Allah, make me that I establish prayer. That my children, they all continue the same legacy that I have left behind. That people after me, that they remember me with good words. Do something. What have I done? Same thing when I was traveling, I realized in all these big cities, I'm just giving you an example. I'm sure you have ideas of your own. These big cities, for travelers, it's very hard. For example, if you're going to Zurich, it's very hard. A bottle of water is 4 euros. You don't have public bathrooms that easily, not easily accessible. Very, very hard. And I just realized that you give your zakah in Allah's temple. See if you can establish a place where people can relieve themselves. The entire Long Island Expressway has one rest area, which was done after several years now. We live here. We don't realize what travelers need. But this is the mark of believers, the mark of Muslims. And this is what they used to do. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. This is the character of a Muslim. He feeds the hungry. If someone is in need, he tries to fulfill. And not because something of the dunya bothers him. Now, نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. We don't want you to say thanks to us. We are afraid of Allah. And the last day, give some time for the masjid. Maybe for a school, maybe something for the wayfarer, maybe for the traveler, but do something and prepare for the akhirah. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He help us understand the reality of this dunya and maybe learn lessons from those people who have gone before in the past and not do the same mistakes to get the wrath of Allah, rather that we stay in the rahmah of Allah. Ameen, summa ameen. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا شفيعنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والصحابة والتابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أعلى أولى وجل وأتم وأكبر أقم الصلاة